What if you could replace Trello with a self-hosted tool that runs on your NAS and costs nothing? Here is a question I have been thinking about a lot lately. What if you could replace Trello with a self-hosted tool that runs on your NAS and costs absolutely nothing? The kind of tool that respects your data, lives where you want it, and still gives you enterprise-grade features. That is exactly the question that went through the mind of the developer behind Scrumboy, and the answer is a project called Scrumboy. It is a self-hosted Kanban and project management solution built entirely in Go, and it is currently sitting at version 3.20.0 with 412 stars on GitHub. Scrumboy is a self-hosted project management and issue tracking solution that offers instant shareable and customizable boards, real-time collaboration, automation, API access, and MCP-compatible client support. The entire application ships as a single Go binary, which makes it incredibly lightweight compared to competitors that require heavy Java runtimes or Node.js stacks. It supports sticky notes with voice commands, multi-language interfaces in 23 languages, and even MCP integration for AI agents. The README describes it as a project management and issue tracking solution, plus instant shareable and customizable boards with real-time collaboration, automation, API access, and MCP-compatible client support. That is a lot of capability packed into one small binary. The developer made a bold claim in the original post on the open-source subreddit. Scrumboy is the most lightweight offering available, delivered as a single Go binary. That is not just a marketing claim. The developer confirmed it by saying they run this on a mid-range Ugreen DXP 2800, as well as an older Synology 220 Plus as their daily driver. These are consumer-grade NAS devices with limited CPU and memory. If Scrumboy can run smoothly on that hardware, it means you do not need a dedicated server or a cloud subscription to get a fully functional Kanban board with real-time collaboration and enterprise features. The Docker image is available on GitHub Container Registry with multi-architecture support for both Linux AMD 64 and ARM 64, so it works on pretty much any hardware you can throw at it. Now let us talk about what makes Scrumboy genuinely different from other open-source Kanban tools. First, there is the infinite pan brainstorming note wall, which works like Mural, giving your team an unconstrained canvas to expand ideas without hitting board boundaries. Second, it has native Mermaid and Markdown support, so you can build diagrams and flowcharts directly inside cards without switching to another tool. Third, there are anonymous shareable paste bin style boards for quick, frictionless collaboration. And fourth, real-time multi-user collaboration powered by server-sent events means your team sees updates instantly without refreshing. Each of these features is individually useful on its own, but together they create a tool that feels more like a creative workspace than a traditional project management app. What really surprised me reading the README is how many enterprise features come standard. SSO, two-factor authentication, and OIC login are all built in, which means you can integrate Scrumboy into your existing identity provider setup. There is MCP integration for AI agents, which is a forward-thinking feature that lets external tools interact with your boards programmatically. The PWA support includes native push notifications, so you get mobile-like alerts without installing anything. You can even customize the wallpaper to match your team branding. The README lists roles at both the instance-wide system level and per project level, plus export scope and import modes for data portability. All of this is sitting behind a single binary with an AGPLv3 license. Getting Scrumboy running is straightforward. The README shows a single Docker command that pulls the official image and mounts a persistent volume for the SQLite database. There is also a minimal Docker Compose example ready to go. For quick testing, Windows users can download the executable release directly from GitHub. The developer specifically called out that no environment file, TLS certificates, or encryption keys are required to start the app. They run it as their daily driver on both a U-Green DXP 2800 and an older Synology 220 Plus, which proves this is not just a proof of concept. It is production-ready software that people actually use every day. One of the coolest features mentioned in the Reddit comments is something called voice flow. The developer PleasantSet 3182 described it as using a deterministic grammar resolver that only mutates the board on clear, unambiguous commands, rather than relying on fuzzy matches or large language models. This is a smart design choice because it means the voice commands actually work reliably without the unpredictability of AI inference. The developer even said that more software should implement this feature and basically stole it for their own project. The feature is tracked in issue number 55 on the GitHub repository if you want to follow its development. The developer PleasantSet 3182 also brought up an important point in the comments about internationalization. They reminded the community that open-source projects with I-18N support for multiple languages get worldwide feedback, and that feature is always appreciated. Scrumboy already ships with support for 23 languages, which is a strong foundation for a global community. The project is licensed under AGPL-v3, which means anyone can use it, modify it, and contribute back. With 412 stars on GitHub and a growing feature set, this is a project worth keeping an eye on as it continues to evolve. If you have been looking for a self-hosted Trello alternative that actually runs on your own hardware without sacrificing features, Scrumboy is worth a look. It is lightweight enough for a NAS, powerful enough for enterprise use, and built by developers who actually use it daily. You can find it at mark/github.com/markrai/Scrumboy. Give it a try, check out the voice flow feature, and let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoy deep dives into interesting open source projects, make sure to subscribe so you do not miss what we cover next. That is the full breakdown of Scrumboy. If this was helpful, hit subscribe for more open source project deep dives. We will see you in the next one.